Season 2 is coming at breakneck speed. The darkness has already begun to swallow the island, and two worlds are about to collide. The latest Fortnite changes have finally answered a lot of questions, and some of them aren't good ones. Why are the boundaries between worlds about to crumble? What's the final event going to look like, and what's coming next season? Still doubting the Norse theme for Season 2? Even after covering the whole OG island in snow, the Ice King isn't done yet. Interestingly, Fortnite's Love and Legends roadmap features a frozen heart marked next. This likely hints at an expanded Ice King storyline, and even more freezing. With the Fortnite OG and main Battle Royale playlists icons continuing to freeze over, it's all but confirmed. Chapter 7. Season 2 will focus on Norse mythology. The latest updates shed light on everything. Watch closely, because recent events have only confirmed our suspicions. The 0 Point Shard and our arrival on the Golden Coast were definitely not a coincidence. As it turns out, Chapter 7 is currently orchestrating a complex narrative trifecta that unfolds simultaneously across the island, beginning with the direct continuation of the lore surrounding the 0 Point Shard. This specific storyline originated in Chapter 6, and following the cataclysmic final event, transported us to this new island, where we have encountered both an ancient rival and a community of islanders currently in the midst of filming a motion picture that is on the verge of its theatrical debut. To approach this methodically, we must first address the critical situation regarding the 0 Point Shards, which demonstrated throughout the previous year the catastrophic power they possess when they fall into the wrong hands. This year, the situation appears destined to deteriorate significantly due to the interference of the last reality. When we first arrived on the island, our only leads involved Hope and Jones investigating the potential location of the remaining fragments, while simultaneously, Inaloops was conducting studies on the specific shard that transported us from the previous reality to the Golden Coast. Concurrently, we are introduced to a new character named Karina, who has dedicated herself to compiling intelligence on Inaloops. Her reconnaissance has uncovered significant revelations, including the fact that the 0 Point is intrinsically linked to the 7, and that Hope and Jones are deeply entrenched in this investigation. She is also astute enough to realize that they maintain a significant lead over her in terms of knowledge. Through all these investigations regarding the fragment, we have discovered that the Order has been residing on this island since before our arrival. The mission report reveals that while she was observing the fallout of the battle for Reality 783, she intercepted a distress signal from Agent Jones. She questions how much time has passed and notes that they have a significant amount to discuss. She wagers that the 0 Point is involved, as her preliminary analysis detects a massive surge of energy from it, though she requires more data to formulate a complete evaluation. After nearly a month passed, we witnessed progress in her operation thanks to a new voice logs, where she expresses concern over a specific anomaly. She notes that while the reality feels incredibly familiar, something is fundamentally wrong. The reason she suggests is that the fragment is broken, which is technically unusual since it was already fragmented in Chapter 6. The second and more probable option is that someone is actively manipulating it. To understand this, we must look back to the beginning of the season and the TV set near Jones, which displayed a coded message that we managed to decipher. This message was sent directly from the last reality and appeared to activate various anomalies, such as the Golden Fever or the Stick of Truth itself. But it could also explain these uncontrolled storm patterns. Regardless, we cannot know with absolute certainty, though the smartest member of the 7 could surely confirm it. The Order laments that she wishes the scientist were present, as his intellect would be invaluable, but she resigns herself to pressing forward regardless. In fact, it is likely that the entity who sent the message to Jones's TV was not the Voyager himself, but someone superior to him, as the message was presumably directed at the Dark Voyager. Another member who caught the entire community by surprise was the Lynx, directly referred to as the Dark Lynx. As seen in the loading screen, she is working directly with the Voyager, although it appears she is infiltrated within the OG mode reality, likely searching for the original 0 Point, which should be uncovered soon in Season 8. Conversely, the Voyager has remained on the new island to gather the various 0 Point shards. Although Jones is fully aware of these machinations, he still warns us that we are not prepared to attack and must wait. This hesitation could be confirmation that he has alerted the 7 and is awaiting their arrival. Or conversely, he is plotting a scheme with Hope that will undoubtedly lead us to a final showdown against the Dark Voyager. This event is not officially confirmed or even leaked, but as you can see, all narrative threads point to its imminent arrival. However, we still have over a time before that occurs, so before we witness that spectacle, we will likely experience another mini-event centered on the movie Peelians. This film, directed by Kingston, has been in production since Jones and his friends arrived on the island and ruined a scene. Currently, when speaking with NPCs, they warn us that the movie is about to premiere, which is why one of the weekly quests involved placing newspapers to help promote the release. If my theory is correct, this premiere should occur in a separate mode, similar to the Kill Bill collaboration. If confirmed, we could see a short film of several minutes featuring alien bananas, something I am sincerely looking forward to. I hope Fortnite does not disappoint, as the lore and the season fundamentally revolve around this movie. It is unlikely to win an Academy Award, though these in-game references are surely a nod to the Oscars taking place on March 16th, even if I doubt the game will replicate the gala itself. By those dates, we're gonna come to the conclusion of the current season, and with any luck, the battle against the Dark Voyager. Stay very attentive to the story videos this year, because you must realize that Chapter 7 will likely present the conclusion of the 0 Point storyline and its shards. These arcs will likely be completed in this very chapter, and if we were all blown away by the 0 Hour event, 2026 is shaping up to deliver a cinematic closure to this grand history of the 0 Point. Judging by the latest info and leaks, Voyager is actually going to start fracturing reality, which will open up portals to other dimensions. In the leaks, we can see that these portals are all different, and one of them shows some kind of frozen reality. This is basically a direct teaser for the next season, which is going to be tied to Norse mythology. Backing up the theory I talked about in my last video, everything points to us being on a completely different island in Season 2, but we'll get into that later. At the same time, sparking a huge red rift in the sky, just like the ones we saw in the OG. That's why the Visitor has officially landed on the island and is now an NPC. They've also tossed in new audio for him, the Order, and Amy, an AI created by the scientist that we haven't heard from in like 3 years. We'll be diving deep into these audio and NPC lines in a lore video I'll be dropping soon, so hit that like button. But here's a major spoiler I gotta give you now. The Visitor confirms he's from a completely different reality than the Order.
We originate from different realities, perhaps even divergent timelines.
But he's still gonna help the Seven. He also knows the Voyager, because he's been chasing him through the dead universes, where the Voyager was collecting fragments for the 0 Point. The big deal about the Visitor being from another reality is that he's got a full squad of the Seven, meaning he hasn't lost anyone. This suggests we're gonna see new versions of all the characters, including the Imagined, who is dead in our reality, but alive in his. You should totally expect her skin to hit the shop soon. As for the island itself, it looks like the Voyager is about to jet off on a trip to snag another 0 Point fragment. At some point, he's going to use his ship to fire at the 0 Point, cracking open some reality portals. These rifts are going to be all over the island, and you'll be able to peek into other universes where the missing 0 Point fragments are hanging out. Now, here's my own personal hot take. The next season is either going to take place within those new islands, or maybe, and this is a stretch, every season will be set in an alternate reality. After what they pulled with The Simpsons, I wouldn't rule it out, but it feels like a long shot. Anyway, once all those 0 Point fragments are collected, it should be complete. But check it, the end of season event isn't actually about the 0 Point, it's all about the Seven's rocket. Jones even made us clear a zone in the latest weekly challenges, and now we've got a launch pad for the rocket we'll be seeing there soon. That's how we'll get the Season 1 final event. Plus, it's already been leaked that this event will be split into 2 phases. I've been saying this for a whole year now, but I'm even more convinced that the Chapter 7 finale will go down on the same day as the OG mode finale. The 2 realities are gonna collide somehow, or maybe even a whole Fortnite 2 to rack up some hype for marketing. We'll continue with the lore in a bit. For now, let's switch gears back to what happened in the last update. The new Battle Royale stuff is pretty light. The DeLorean is back, and the car is also coming to the shop soon. The Valentine's Day theme is officially over with this update, so bye-bye to K-pop Demon Hunters and the Cupid crossbow. I'm still scratching my head about the Seven's cannon, which was supposed to be in this patch, but maybe got pushed back due to delays. Luckily, the solo leveling collaboration made it in on time. We've got 3 skins total. Starting with the main character, who, by the way, has 2 styles. You can check out his back bling and his dual pickaxes. The second skin is here with her own pickaxe and back bling. The sword, by the way, is the one the skin is actually holding. Finally, this guy has 2 styles, red and shadow, which means 2 capes. Same goes for the sword. This isn't the only collab this patch, just the only one that's unencrypted. There are a few packs not visible in the game yet. Random as heck collab is the Disney back blings, dropping on February 22nd. Next up, we're supposed to get the Honkai Star Rail collab on the 26th. A collab that Fortnite fans have been begging for forever is Game of Thrones, so we might see them in the shop over the next couple of weeks. For now, we know it's 3 skins, 3 back blings, 2 pickaxes, and 2 emotes. There are also 2 older collabs that are supposedly getting new items in this update, like the back bling and pickaxe for the Ninjago skin that's currently in the Battle Pass. They might just straight up give those away. We're also getting a new Daft Punk graffiti, but who knows if that's just a locker item or a teaser for a second wave of content. Moving on to original Fortnite skins, the March Crew Pack has been leaked. It's this one right here, and it's got some Nordic elements that could be a teaser for the upcoming Season 2. Another new skin that might be coming soon is Dorian. Some of you might remember him, as he was added literally a year ago, but never made it to the shop. Now it looks like he's been updated and is ready to go. It's confirmed we're getting a new style for Jonesy on February 23rd. That loading screen isn't a skin, but the cool thing is, it's probably a free reward for doing quests. And finally, there's a new banner that ties into all this, which you'll also be able to get somehow. Shifting to non-skin items, we've got this new sidekick coming out on February 21st. If you have that Season 8 back bling, if I remember right, you'll probably get one of them for absolutely free. As for shoes, only these ones are confirmed for now, and they'll drop on the 24th. Back to the update, we have to talk about the Star of the Lantern Fest event, which only affects the reload mode. Besides the skin, we're also getting 2 free cosmetics that you can unlock from February 19th to the 25th by completing 8 quests. That number isn't random, since the mode is adding the option to play in squads of up to 8 people. They're also adding a new streamer bundle, which is this one right here, and it drops on the 23rd. This event also reset the reload rankings, and the current season, for lack of a better word, ends on August 18th. Now for the part most of you are probably gonna lose it over. It looks like they've manually updated the loot and map for The Simpsons, so it makes total sense for its mini-season to come back for the reload or blitz modes. As for the OG mode, Season 8 is still over a month away, but this update already spilled the beans on the 3 Battle Pass skins. It's been a minute since I talked about Save the World mode, which, by the way, is the original game, not just a mode. The big takeaway here is that we'll get a new banner and graffiti that you'll probably earn in that mode. The biggest news about Save the World is that there's talk of it going free to play in 2027. So yeah, we've got a ton of new stuff, especially with the lore. But to get fully caught up, we'll continue with the latest events that hits the Golden Coast. The Dark Voyager is already reassembling the 0 point, and he has officially entered an active phase. A couple of weeks ago, he bailed from the island right above the lethal lab, and nobody had a clue where he went. However, he recently made a spectacular comeback, and he didn't return empty-handed. He dragged whole 0 point fragments back with him from other realities. How many? Quite a few. After all, his goal is massive, the complete restoration of the 0 point. That is exactly why he wrestled control of the lab away from Jones and Hope, and that was just the beginning. So now, we are going to answer the big questions. Why does the Dark Voyager want the 0 point? What is he hiding from the last reality? And why isn't he your typical villain? If for some weird reason you still believe the Voyager was a peaceful guy, well, aside from that battle bus he shot down, then I have some bad news for you. This guy clearly didn't fly in to make friends. There is a chance Epic might actually let us steer this contraption and hunt down noobs ourselves. Since they introduced the mechanic to become a boss in Chapter 7, we might get to pilot the ship. The key is pretending to be the Voyager ourselves. While we are busy doing the dirty work of catching loopers, Cubehead is going to be engaging in some natural aura farming. He will just float there in a victory pose, piecing the 0 point shards back together. To ensure nobody interrupts him, he has created a cubic protective field around himself. This gave me some serious flashbacks. Am I the only one getting intense Cube Queen vibes here? A cubic force field, opening circular rifts, all the activity around the 0 point, it is exactly her signature style. Long story short, either the Dark Voyager went to the same villain school as the Cube Queen, or he is a superior version of her. In any case, we can't stop the Voyager right now. I'm not the only one thinking this. Hope and Jones agree. They are saying they aren't ready to rush into a fight just yet. Either the world-saving team is totally burnt out after the battle with Dr. Doom, or the Voyager is way more dangerous than any of us realize. However, loopers still have an ace up their sleeve, or rather, 4 of them. One, of course, is subscribing to my second channel to stay updated on all the latest events. That way, you will be ready to battle Cubehead, and you can find the link in the description